deer in headlights. But they were like, oh crap, they're gonna speak to me. Oh, what have I gotta say? The film is a film, and there's people in the film, and
yeah. And there's women and there's men.
Yeah, like and
Okay.
and they're on a film. And they play people. Yeah, we get the gist of what a film is. So can you tell us more about film? I filmed it. All right.
Okay.
Move on to the ladies then, I guess. Yeah. All right. Hi everybody, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the man who has been carrying around the World Heavyweight title in a briefcase for so long, people's forgotten what it looks like, Kyle Charles, and
the woman who killed kayfabe, CY Chung.
Well, I know what you're talking about. And today we're going to be mainly reviewing AEW Revolution 2025. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about some big things that's happened recently in the WWE. Yes.
So Elimination Chamber just happened, and before we go to the main meat of it, so in the women's Elimination Chamber, Jade Cargill returned.
Yeah.
And she came in there with that Goldberg-like intensity. She went like she was going to beat up Liv Morgan. Switched and killed Naomi.
Yeah.
And then sandwiched her between the doors and just crushed her. And I was like, oh yeah, okay,
cool.
I don't know how safe or unsafe or how stiff she was going, but she looked like
it looked.
Like everything that it looked like it was meant to look.
It was convincing. But
I have to say, Bianca Belair in her chamber, I don't know about. When you say she was how overly dramatic, or I don't know.
There was parts where I was like, it felt okay, and then some bits a bit overreacted, like, ooh, like the person who because they showed bits of Bailey, and Bailey like, ooh, this isn't cool. That's a performance. Like I get what they're trying. Like I wouldn't say Bianca overdid it. Yeah. But at the point it was like, okay, tone it down a tiny bit, because I get the whole situation is, so it made sense. I was like, yeah, tone it down a tiny bit, just too much.
But yeah, Bianca then won that Elimination Chamber, and then we thought she was gonna have a match with Rhea Ripley.
But no.
Turns out Sky won the title off her, and now it looks like it's gonna be a triple threat match.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, hopefully Io wins, because then it props up a little bit. But I think the only reason they have the triple threat match is they can have Rhea and Bianca, one of them lose, protecting both of them rather than propping up Io.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, well, I don't know.
And then from that feud, Bianca's also got a feud with Jade Cargill. Not really, but once Jade has resolved the Naomi situation.
Yeah, what's gonna happen with that? Yeah. Exactly. So that's quite interesting. They kind of set up like a cool sort of women's feud. With like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Cool. All right. It's stuff to do after the title, so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So onto the men's Elimination Chamber. John Cena won, and
Yeah.
20 years in the making. Solar, apparently, right?
20 years in the making. Yeah. That's quite.
You know what? I have to say, I liked it only for the reason that it makes the main event of WrestleMania 41 less predictable on the outcome.
Yeah,
because Cena can now cheat to win.
Yeah, or he can lose.
Still win,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unbelievability, not unpredictability out of it. Like, okay, yeah, this could be interesting.
Because if Cena was faced, then I think he'd lose, and then he'd shake Cody's hand to pass the torch.
Yeah,
and then that'd be that,
Yeah,
and then he does his final run or whatever. But now it's like, oh, you know what, Cena could win.
Yeah,
and then lose it back to Cody.
Yeah,
at SummerSlam or something.
Yeah, I'm saying how they done is like, okay, and like the whole heel turn, I thought it was done really good.
Yeah. Well, even though the logic is that what if Cena did not win? See, here's the thing: what they should have done, right? Slightly, just to make it make a little bit more sense. Is Cena like after the Rock comes out and he'll just have words with the winner because and then call out Cody,
yeah.
Because then you could be at that point, Rock is enticing them to sell their soul, right? To
yeah.
say, oh, I can help you, whatever, right? And then there's a little bit of breathing room where there's a little bit of logic, because Rock would always go to shake whoever's hand that won it anyway. You'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh, that's when otherwise when Cena just looked at hugged Cody, looked at Rock and be like, yeah, we was in cahoots all the time, even though Cena might not have won.
But even how I saw it is, even whoever would have won, this would have still happened. Wouldn't I don't think like I think
but
I don't
but
think.
Then the logic is, when did they have the conversation? Did Rock go to every single member of the Elimination Chamber and say to them, if you win, yeah?
No, maybe like the only person I could see who was in the chamber again. So you had the only person I could see he'd not go and talk to would be Seth, because Seth doesn't want anything to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see Punk maybe because of his whole sort of like he's desperate to get a main event.
You could give me your soul and I'll give you your WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, so is that. Same with Drew, he can easily be influenced because of everything he's gone through.
Anyways,
yeah.
Right?
So like them, I just feel like it could be a spur of the moment thing, just that look and like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna sell my soul. Even with the Cena thing, I don't feel like there was like a big conspiracy behind it. It was like maybe there was, but then they always could see it as like, oh, seems like, you know what, I'm again, Steven's been playing a whole desperation thing for his 17th title, so it could have been there and then.
What I do like about it, and I don't think they're gonna do it, but Cena could just be not making any appearances until WrestleMania, because it'd be like, you guys don't deserve me.
Yeah.
You guys don't deserve me to make an appearance in front of you. Yeah. That's it. And then there'll be just the cute Cody building the whole feud by himself.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that for tickets, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
they're going to have to get Cena to come on TV at some point.
Because I know he's going to be on SmackDown or Raw this week. Is it SmackDown, I think? He's going to be in the European tour, which starts on Friday. So I think he's going to... Apparently he's advertised for 2 of those, so yeah. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah.
But
Possibilities.
Yeah.
Are good. All right.
Interested.
On to Revolution.
Yes.
Yeah. So did you watch the pre-show? Because I did not.
No, I didn't bother this time. I didn't bother.
Okay, so straight into the main card.
Let me just quickly see what the pre-show was. All right.
I think I read that Jericho had a match for the Ring of Honor title against, is it Hologram or someone like that? No, it wasn't Hologram. It was the other guy. Was it Hologram?
Wait, so it is...
I can't remember. But then he just attacked him and pulled his mask off, and then the match got thrown out or something like that.
Yeah, sounds like that. Yeah, because like on the results here, it's only got 3 matches. Hologram Commander versus defeated Lee Johnson and Blake.
Oh yeah, okay. And who's the guy then?
And then second
Jericho
match.
Versus...
I think it was meant to be a match, but it didn't happen, so because it's not on the results. Yeah, so whatever. Yeah.
Jericho didn't attack. It wasn't Hologram then, clearly.
No, it was another. It was Gravity.
Oh, yeah. One of them names, yeah.
Yeah, one of
them generic luchador names, right?
Yeah, which
they look the same.
They just.
No, I'm joking.
Well, no. They're masked. They're masked the same, not them. That we wouldn't know what they look like anyway because they wear masks. So yeah, save. But yeah.
Pre-show. That's what I meant. I mean, like, because they all got masks, you can't tell what they look like. Okay.
But pre-show is whatever.
Yeah. All right, on to the main card.
Yes.
First match: Hangman Page versus MJF. When this match started, and MJF basically gave Hangman Page like that power bomb knee breaker thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oof. Because in the backbreaker, when it's sideways, it's all right. But when it's directly coming down on your knee, wow, that's in your spine proper.
But even with that, I thought like that. To me, that move always seems like it'll hurt you and the person, because like something coming down your knee like that as well. It's a bit.
Yeah. It's a bit dicey.
Yeah, he can just slip. Yeah.
And then there's the jumping tombstone onto the chair outside. Yeah. And then the Angel's Wings, where MJF decided, I'm just gonna take on my face.
I legit thought because when they showed the camera like angle and he's lying there, I thought he broke his nose or something, because I don't know, I thought I saw like red around his nose, like did he break his nose?
So I watched that spot multiple times because I was like, what happened here? Because it wasn't sloppy or anything like that. I think I don't even say it was a timing issue. It looked like MJF went up and went to do the rotation to assist with the rotation on the wings. And Hangman thought he was just gonna go up, and then Hangman will do the rotation.
Yeah.
It's just like when you do German suplex, they go up and not backwards.
Yeah. That's what
yeah, that's what it looked like. And then I think when Hangman realized MJF started rotating, he's like, "Oh, I've got to try and catch up with gravity." But MJF luckily was not hurt from that. No. Even though I have to say, after that spot, they had to go. The finish was exactly after that spot, but the way that MJF actually sold it, he took a while to get up and stagger around and stuff like that. I was like, okay, he made the best of the not the well, it was a botch, but not really, you know.
Yeah. Come on, class of the botch.
He took the opportunity for the sell, and I was like, yeah, that's good. And then he got clubbed with a buckshot, and then I enjoyed this match. I really liked it. It made sense for their characters as well. Somehow, if you're Hangman Page and burn someone's house down, he's still a face.
Yeah. But I like how they kind of like he's trying to find redemption for it, but he's not being obvious about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a good guy now, sort of things. Like, I've done bad things. I need to like just move past it, but not acknowledge the people that I'm moving past it. So I like that subtle sort of thing about it. So
and then MJF is like the opposite, where he's like he wants the fans' approval, but they hate him.
But I hate him because he's just a dick, and he's like, why? Why they like you?
Why not me? And all that stuff.
Yeah, I was like,
all the drama they were building as well. It's like, you know, when Roman Reigns is wrestling and he talks to the camera and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But here they didn't talk to the camera, of course. They were talking to each other, but they were like playing the drama inside the match.
Yeah. Which I like that.
And I think like either of these guys could have won for me.
It'd been fine.
Yeah, exactly. I know, not in the sense of the match is 50-50 or something like that. They're both in that position where
whatever happens sort of plays into their character arc. Yeah.
Yeah, and neither of them got like devalued by losing.
Yeah. If anything,
because it's just whoever wins just happens to get that bit more elevated to go into
whatever their story's going.
Contention.
Yeah.
Like you know,
wherever their story's going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was good.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. Match number 2: Momo Watanabe versus TBS champion. Well, Mercedes Moné, who's only got the TBS title on the line this match, rather than the NJPW Strong or the Queen of Southside
or the Rev Pro. Yeah, but she can't have all the belts anyway. Yeah. This match was. I liked it.
It was fine. Yeah. It was fine. It wasn't great. Like, here's the thing: the last couple of minutes were really good, actually.
Yeah.
And Moné got a dirty kick to the face.
Yeah, dude, that was. Ugh.
And then I think she sold that, but I don't even know how much she was selling. By the way, like she bent backwards after taking that kick, right?
And then Momo went straight in after her. I was like, ooh,
and then the next couple of kicks, Mercedes just kind of covered, like put her hand in front of her face, which I was like, I accept that. I accept that because
that looked
after that first kick, that looked proper contact. Like, accidental contact, whatever. But still, I can take it. Yeah. I understand why you would cover your face. And logically in the fight, you would cover your face anyway.
Yeah.
So it just kind of added to like the realism of, I don't want to take another one of these.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, you've heard that bump. I'm like, oh, and instantly. I was just glad she didn't get knocked out, because I remember when the sort of same thing happened to Liv Morgan from Brie Bella, and she was instantly out. Like, oh, that's
But took her on the chin. But like, there was actually one spot where I think that she grabbed her. I think it might have been just before this one where Momo grabbed her Mercedes' hand, and then it was the wrong hand. So kind of Mercedes fed her other hand. Yeah, like, pushed her up and fed her the other hand. But it did look like not literally you fed her the hand to take. She kind of shoved her hand off, and then Momo grabbed the other hand, like that sort of thing. Where they were kind of scrambling for.
Control, as they say. Yeah,
exactly. And then Momo kicked her in the face, and then it's like, okay, well.
Well. But there was.
Go on.
I was going to say.
I was going to say the thing with this match is that it was handicapped by the fact that Momo Watanabe wasn't going to win.
Yeah, but I was about to say that. Like, there was no doubt that like Mercedes was going to lose. You know what I mean? Like,
you wasn't going to lose. Yeah,
it wasn't going to lose. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But that was one.
It was like a filler match.
Yeah.
In the stopgap of whatever end game of Mercedes money is going to happen.
Her thing is, isn't it? Yeah. But there's one sort of cool spot, like when Momo gave her like a top rope Uranagi. It was like,
Yeah.
Because I kind of looked away from it and I was like, wait, what? And I came back, I saw it, I was like, so then it showed it again. I was like, oh, the rotation looked pretty cool. I was like, oh, okay, so she held it that way, spun it that way. Oh, okay, cool. And I was still down. I was like, yeah, she's not winning, but
yeah. Because it looks like Billy Starks might be the next contender for the TBS title, and then we get Athena finally, someone who actually has more than a decent amount of chance to take the TBS title from Mercedes. Well, not finally. I mean, like at this point,
because like
her chances are higher, right?
Like I don't know what, like you said, like before, what's the end game of her? Because like in WWE, right? Mercedes had like a rival. She had like Bailey or Charlotte. You know what I mean? There's always someone like her adversary. But in AEW, they haven't really built anyone to beat that. Because at that point, I thought it was like Willow sort of thing. But then Willow
disappeared, and then that's Statlander. But then they had Mercedes beat her twice.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay, you couldn't circle back to that another
yeah,
point?
Why do it so quickly? Like the two matches. Right, so like, it's not really anyone they sort of built to.
And then Mina Shinakawa, from Wrestle Dynasty.
Yeah.
Oh, where's she gone?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like one of those things. Like, who do you sort of have for her to be like her built-in rival? But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So
it's a good match. She won with the money maker.
Not the bank statement.
No, the statement maker. Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's it.
Yeah, she hit the money maker and then transited straight into the statement maker. Rah, and she tapped.
Yeah.
That was good. It was good, like a little good setup how they did it all. I'm still on the fence with the money maker though. It's sometimes it looks decent, sometimes it looks like, wait, what are you doing?
If it was someone, if it was a big muscular or beefy lady, then you could, I think
buy it more.
Could be executed
buy it. Yeah, but
because you need the power and the rotation to do it.
Yeah, because it when it's pulled off, it looks good, but when it's not, you're like, wait,
but I don't think you can rotate it enough into a DDT. It has to be into a flatliner.
Because that makes more sense. But
yeah. Well, it's not. It's just like you gotta make them spin twice rather than spin the one time.
Yeah, but she's a professional.
All right, Swerve Strickland versus
Trevor Mann,
old head slaphead Trev. Ricochet.
Ricochet. Yeah.
I do like how Ricochet's character is now. It's just like I think he was a bit plain in WWE.
Yeah, he did nothing with him.
Came in a bit plain, and then they just made him into a like just a not likable guy.
But you know what's hilarious, right? Like, I'm still on the fence with Ricochet. Like, I've always sort of have been on the fence with Ricochet, even before, like even in WWE.
As in his character, wrestling ability, or just
character? Because like he's got all the moves and everything, right? But it's just when it's his voice and how he talks. It's like, I can't take you seriously as like a good guy or bad. It's like his trash talk during the whole match was terrible. Was like, and like again, I like as a wrestler, I like him, but as soon as he starts talking, like, oh dude, you just even like being the arrogant sort of heel that he is, or the chicken heel or whatever, like, he just it just comes off weird, like he's trying too hard, but he's not confident enough to try hard. It's that weird sort of
but that's what I like about this version of Ricochet, because it's like, okay, this was the number one contenders match, and either guy could have won for me, and I'd have been fine with that as well.
Ooh, I don't know.
Well, okay, not for you, but for me specifically, I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, if Ricochet won, his chances of winning the title are better than Swerve Strickland's. They're not, but
they drastic go up.
As his character, you're like, he does. You can give him a bit more credibility by allowing him to take the step. Not saying that he's gonna win.
Yeah, no, but like
last time they had the match and Swerve was gonna do a stir strong, Ricochet went to cover up his own face and his hands were up and he crushed Swerve, and that's how Ricochet kind of like led to Ricochet winning. So it's like, okay.
But even though, like, say he did become number one contender, right? Like, on the mic, whoever he goes against is gonna murder him. That's the thing. That's that's why I can't ever see him as like a main champion anywhere.
That's why he should have joined the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, but then they murdered him. But yeah, I mean, like, it's not. Because like it's just like, I don't know, and This match, it was good. It was like probably, in my opinion, probably the best match on maybe the second best match on the card.
We'll go through the entire card.
We'll go afterwards. But like, and I don't know. It's Ricochet's presentation. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what I have against him. Like, when he's wearing like the long tights, like I prefer when he wears the short, like the pants. Like, I don't. It's weird to me.
I think that goes to how his current character is, where he's just like, yeah, you might not like the pants, yeah, but I'll make you hate, me because I'm wearing pants.
Yeah,
I don't know. The trunks, you mean, yeah?
Yeah, the trunks. It's just it's weird, but besides that, yeah, the match was good. They kicked out of each other's finishes multiple times, which is cool. I can buy
which
from...
I could have kind of like. I didn't need Swerve to kick out the 630 senton.
Yeah, that's one I was like, he shouldn't have kicked out of, because that's like
I mean, like Ricochet could have rolled and then just rolled a little bit, and then or Swerve put on the rope or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but the kick out of it, I'm like, oh, I kind of.
There was that, but I think just before that, where Ricochet had the rope coming out, right? And then Prince Nana went away, and then he came back to put on the rope, and then Ricochet knocked him over, put on the rope himself.
Yeah.
And then Swerve dove out, and I don't know if Ricochet was actually meant to catch him on his shoulders in the fireman carry, but it seemed like he tipped, and then they just kind of went into like a Death Valley driver, but I don't know if that's what it looked like they were meant to do.
I feel like it meant to do it, but he didn't catch him in time. That's why it looks weird. The landing looks weird.
They weren't stabilized, right?
Yeah.
So but which was fine, because it just looked. What you're saying is, it looks worse than it was.
Yeah.
And I think Swerve did get injured from it, but not like a huge injury to the eardrum. Yeah. But even then, it's just added to the tension of the match for me, saying, "Oh, you know what, Ricochet? You know what? Maybe he will win after this."
Because I felt like what that should have been.
Sorry, go on.
I felt like he was meant to do the suicide dive. He catches him, then he takes a pause, then does it, instead of literally catches straight away and do it. I was like, oh, that's a bit not a safe.
But then I was like, you know what? I thought maybe like, as far as if Swerve won, it gives him like an out for winning, because it's like that looked horrible. That didn't look good.
Yeah.
That looked like a landing that you didn't want it.
But
did you also see Prince Nana's mum there?
Oh yeah.
AKA Leslie Jones, who's not actually.
Yeah, when. Oh, there's some stuff that Nigel was saying. Like, was like, dude, some people might take this as you being like kind of racist.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It was like, well, he might not know who Leslie Jones is.
Yeah,
he's British, anyways, right? The other thing is like, when you see someone who, I think in the UK we do this, anyways, right? That like, say you're in that Kenny Omega t-shirt, and I see someone someone else of whatever ethnicity, being an overboard Kenny Omega fan, so I'd be like, dude, that's your dad, right? Like, she was proper popping for Swerve, right? Yeah. So right now it's just like, oh, that's your mom, but it's just kind of a bit tricky.
Yeah, like, ooh, because I think Escad was like, that's actually Leslie Jones, and he tried to move this conversation straight away to something else. Like, you kind of want to get ripped past that, just in case people, nowadays moan about it. So like, ooh, but I'm trying to think. There was would I see?
Did you see, by the way, afterwards she took a picture with Prince Nana, and then on the Instagram she actually put, and they put the post of Prince Nana and his mum.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So they
made the joke, so so you kind of got.
They should have had Nigel McGuinness in the background, or he's the one taking the picture.
Yeah, that'd been hilarious. But besides that, Swerve won with 2 house calls. Yeah. And then the Big Pressure, formerly known as the JML driver.
Yeah. But you forgot to mention the vertebrae on the table.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. To me, it looked safe.
Yeah. But
at
the same time, it's like, do you want to do a move that you can't control, that you've got? Like, I know you're gonna hook the arms and everything, but that's one of those things where you're like, if it's a slip anywhere, that guy's going down. The guy who's upside down, he's going straight down.
Yeah, it was, but the setup to me kind of made no sense. I was like, wait, what? Like, the vertebrae, like, the setup to it's always been a bit weird to me, right? Yeah. But how they did it there, I was like, that doesn't, because normally it's like you kind of stand up under hook, go around whatever, and then do it. Like, he kind of went underneath him and then hooked him, and I was like, all right. Yeah, it felt weird to me.
Well, they probably just didn't want to make the table collapse.
Yeah, that's the only, because I've realised on the table, that's the only way you could sort of do it. You can't do the whole spin around. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And then he's dropped it, and then Ricochet got up. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
but no, overall a really good match as well.
Yeah.
Swerve won.
Oh, we forgot to say about the whole. Technically, Nana and swerved Ricochet with the whole when there's a bit where Swerve was beating up Ricochet, and then Nana's like, "Hey man, you got to bring this into the ring," and then Swerve pushes him down, and he's like, "Oh sorry," and then I was like, "You know what, F you man," and walks off and flips and burns.
Yeah, I was like,
well, yeah,
and then he came back and get the rope and then Ricochet shoved him, and I was like, "What's the point of this?"
Yeah, because I was like, that's when I was like, "Oh, there was the beginning bit with them to a Swerve to Ricochet."
Yeah.
And then at the end, he gets the rope back, and then he gives it back to Nana, and gives him his knee and everything, and then they're all cool. I'm like, oh, okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right. And then Ricochet. Okay, one bit I did like when Ricochet tried to win the match with the robot. I was like, okay, good. Yeah, you're trying. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I want to say I'm not the world's biggest Ricochet fan either, but I can say, man did good work.
He did good. Yeah. Just. Once it's gonna sound bad. Once he gets better on the mic, I probably will like him better. If I'm honest, yeah.
They given him a better presentation than they were.
Yeah, they did in WWE.
In WWE, so
big time.
I think he has to make himself a bit like they have to give him a bit more of a high profile, considering how they treated him back there.
Yeah.
To give him some sort of credibility over here. They can't just shove him to world title, even though in New Japan they just put him in the world title program against. Yeah.
That made little to no sense. Yeah.
Okay. So next match, Continental title, Brody King versus champion Kazuchika Okada.
Yep.
Now, I was watching this match and I was like, Brody King is like the Gunter in this match, just chopping Okada down.
Yeah.
And Okada's not a small guy, man.
No. Like this. It was a short match, but I really, really enjoyed this match. Like, I like Brody King. I love Okada because Okada is like resting Jesus. But it was like obviously we knew the outcome was gonna happen anyway, right?
Yeah. Because All In is where it's going, right?
Yeah.
With the Mega match. So even this match, I will say also like the Mercedes matches. Like, he's not going to lose his title so close to where they're going to do it All In, right?
Yeah.
Okada. Yeah. But I did like that Brody King. He made Brody King. He allowed so much offense for Brody King. Brody King really good here.
Yeah. Like it showcased
and as much as I say, sorry.
It showcased Brody King. Yeah.
Yeah. And as much as I say sometimes, some people shouldn't kick out finishes, right?
Yeah.
Brody King should have probably taken 2 Rainmakers here.
Yeah. He's got the size that he should have. 2 Rainmakers should have took him out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the amount of offense he had as well, and Okada was like fine from underneath. He's just like, hit him with 1.
Yeah.
And that kind of like knocks him down.
Yeah, and then just.
And then hit with the second one. Be like, yeah. I just about depowered him to a certain point. Like the second one will finish him.
And it would have people would have bought it, especially could have because it was in like Brody King's hometown because he's from Van Nuys, which is not far from where they were. Kind of giving that hometown hero sort of thing, like yeah. But it's still a good match. He's gonna win.
And we say it's a short match. It's about 10 minutes, but I was like, it did go pretty quickly though.
Yeah,
for a 10-minute match.
Because I thought it was shorter. Not until looking at Wikipedia now, it's like 10 minutes and 55 seconds. Like, oh, okay. Okay. And Brody King. The Hounds. Right, what's his new stable called? The Hounds of Hell.
I was going to say the Dogs of War, but I'm thinking
of
thinking of something else.
That's Bullock. Well,
no, that's the War Dogs.
It's not the same thing.
Dogs of War. I'm thinking of Mad Max 2, by the way.
Oh, there we go. Well, Brody King technically looks like he could be in Mad Max, so it's fine.
Okay. Next match: Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners. Now, this match was a quick match.
Yeah, this match was pointless.
No, you know what I have to say? I did quite like this match. Actually.
Yeah, I liked it as well.
Did it need to be on the main card?
No.
Probably not. It could have been on the pre-show, just before like the main card.
Yeah,
and I'd have been happy.
But I feel like the reason why they put it because they're probably paying like both Lashley and Shawn like stupid money, so like we need to justify our investment.
Exactly.
Put them in this match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I liked it. Even though the Outrunners were, they're clearly not going to win, but they weren't going to be jobbers or anything. No. Like that. But then the finish where they just both took what did Shion Benjamin do? I can't remember what he did a move on both of them. I think was it super kicks and stuff like that, and actually just speared one guy, and then he super kicked another guy, and the other guy got speared as well. So they both got wiped.
Yeah, ooh, and I like that they showcase the Outrunners, and I feel like though, like it's I like the Outrunners. I like the Outrunners. Yeah, but it could have been anyone else's match rather than them. Like even Private Party could have got their rematch, right?
Yeah. And
then just got murdered.
But I think it's just because the Outrunners are kind of entertaining though. I like the 80s throwback gimmick because they're still from that. They're actually from that time. The rest of the world has moved on. Yeah,
which is hilarious. Yeah, I like that. It's just like they're like the youngest veterans and all that stuff.
And then they were talking about how they were speaking to Mark because he wasn't the Undertaker yet at that point.
Yeah. All that sort of stuff. Was it? They say they're like 20-year-old rookie, like 20-year rookies, like
40-year-old rookies or something.
Yeah, something like that. I'm like, hilarious. But yeah, no, good on them. Yeah. It could have been less competitive, if I'm honest, but anyways.
Well, I didn't even think that. Yeah, you're right there. But by the end of it, it was just like, these guys got. Yeah, these guys got their. They're finished.
Kind of like how Lashley was like taking him lightly to MVP's like, yeah, dude, we need to take this more serious, and he's like, okay, and then murders him. So I like that sort of bit. Like they are building Lashley to be like a monster that he should be. So I like that. Well, should he be tag team champion?
Well, I think if he got a massive push right from the start, people would be like, I don't know about that. So let them build their credibility. Not their necessarily credibility, but their stance. And in AEW first.
Because you don't want the sort of thing like he comes straight. You don't want the whole old WCW treatment where someone came from WF straight away. And they get straight away. Yeah, so you're right.
Plus, the world title picture is a bit crowded at the moment.
Yeah, we'll get on to the world title stuff later.
If Lashley was going for the Continental title or something like that, then it'd be like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
But I think this is the way, like you said, is let's keep Lashley over here for now because over here is quite stuff.
Quite stuff, yeah. Because
like I said, AEW Women's World Championship title match, the Hollywood ending. Yep. Toni Storm champion versus Mariah May. This was. I really enjoyed this match. You know what? I think this match should have main evented, really, personally, and they should have given them more time because I was like, wow, already cut. Like as it was going, I was like, oh yeah, how long is this match going to be? And then it kind of like. Was coming towards the end. I was like, huh?
But you know what?
Oh wow, this seemed like a 20-minute match, yeah?
Yeah.
That ran half the time. But then I looked at the time, it was only 12 minutes. I was like, wait a minute, what?
But you know what? I kind of like that. Like it was. I don't know. I feel like if they gave it a bit more time, it would have felt like it dragged.
I think personally they were working at 1.5 times speed.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, you only got this the amount of time you got, and they're like.
Okay.
Let's just crunch everything in there then. Because they're doing stuff that I would have liked they'd give more time to breathe. Like I know they kicked out their own finishes and each other's finishes, and that would have been like something that you'd think after taking those hits.
Yeah. It should have been a bit longer.
Not necessarily play to the crowd, but you both sell or something like that.
Yeah.
Even the bits where they cover they do the kickboxer thing where they got the glass wrap their knuckles. They could have taken more time to build the suspense. Like, if they had more time, they could have just played up a bit more and then, punch each other in the face with. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
These ladies, That was a violent match. That was a violent match. I was like, oof. I hope they ate in her afterwards.
Like the glass wrapping bit around the gloves. That bit, all right, kind of took me out of it for a minute. Because I was like, okay, this is a bit. And then obviously the whole Tony swang, Mariah swang first, Tony dot, then vice versa. And then when Tony did hit with it in the throat, right, I was like, ooh, that's a bit. But then Mariah rolls on the floor, then she's bleeding from her face, like, okay. I saw it. Like, it's a little bit. But then there was another thing, I don't know if you noticed this, right? And if you go back, you'll probably notice. When Mariah, Tony starts bleeding like near the start, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a bit where you can see where Mariah picks her up from the floor and then you see something fly. and land on the mat, and I'm pretty sure it was a razor.
The blade, all right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And I was waiting for the camera to go near it, but you didn't do it. But
Tony bled a lot, and really quickly as well, by the way. And then they had a hot start because there was a double choke bomb. No, sky high choke bomb or something like that.
Sky high off the ramp. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay. These ladies, how are they gonna keep up this pace? And they did. To fair dues to them. Broke a champagne bottle between the legs. You know, I was like, okay. I mean, look, this was a feud-ending match.
Yeah.
And it made sense. Everything they did. I've got to say, I've got to give credit to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just made me think, what next? Like where the EVD ladies go? Like Tony, I think is fine because obviously he's champion, but it's like, what do you kind of do with Mariah May next?
She just disappears for a couple of months and then comes back and starts a feud with someone else so they can keep them apart a little bit.
Yeah. Because how did it? I try to remember the ending. Because obviously it was
so Tony got the shoe, hit Mariah to pay that off finally.
Yeah.
And then a couple of times, and then Storm Zero through a table.
Through a table.
The table bent and broke, but then I think when it landed, it still landed flat.
Yeah, because but how it looks so rushed. I was like, that's why I thought, oh, that's a bit scary. Because she literally picked up and because the table was they were here, the table was sort of there. She's kind of swang and jumped into it. Like, that was.
But the best thing is like the overhead shot after the finish.
Yeah.
And Tony just draped over Mariah, and then you had the end play on the Titantrons at the back, and that was that was good. The end of the pay-per-view. That would have been
good, but.
I think these ladies would have deserved to have that.
Yeah, no, they did. They kind of did. Even if they held this off and put on another pay-per-view and it was at the end, do you know what I mean? They could have. Yeah. It should have main evented something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say because there's another match that could have been pushed over to the next month as well. So.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that one in a minute. But between I don't think you needed so. This match was bloody, and there's another match that was also bloody.
Yeah, I think
which you probably didn't need both of them on the card.
Yeah, I got thoughts about that match, but
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though that match was, we'll get to that in a minute. But yes, really good match this month.
Yeah.
International title championship match: Konosuke Kateshka champion versus Kenny Omega.
Yep.
And funny enough, it was like the way this was laid out, the card. Right? I was like, so how would you go from that hardcore killer match where blood is everywhere, like that, to the next normal match with normal rules and stuff, and gimmicks, right? And these guys, because he's Kenny Omega, they just pulled it off. He's just the crowd were in the mood. They had, I don't know if it's like the adrenaline. They were like, and then they started this match a bit slower to get into the people into it, and then bam, they just went at it. And I was like, oh, that's how you can rely on a Kenny Omega match to follow some craziness, and Konosuke Takeshita as well. I would say because it was like. This was a feud, not a blood feud. It was just like, who's the best?
Yeah.
And let's go for it,
That's cool.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this match as well.
Yeah. This match was awesome. All right.
Yeah. I don't know how much I would say Kenny was foreshadowed to win because the Okada match is coming up.
Yeah. But, I kind of forgot this was for the international title watching. I was like, oh, yes. Okay. And that's what I thought. Yeah. I knew... it was a heads up that I've at least thought this would be a 50-50. Either man could win. It's not like a foregone conclusion. There was moments where I was like, oh no, Kenny could lose this. And then with Don Callis always getting his little self involved, and they were in this match, which I kind of respect. There wasn't any much. Interference or anything with using the Callis family or whatever. Which we'll get into the next match. And it was just solid wrestling. It was Kenny doing what he does.
Yeah.
Takeshita doing what he does as well.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Knee strikes versus elbow strikes, essentially, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
There was a bit where they were both outside and they had the table.
Yeah.
And it was. On its
his
legs up, and I was like, okay, what was? See, they repeat the spot, but what it was initially, what was Takeshita trying to do? Was the table meant to be flat and Goldbuster?
I don't know because
then he kind of shuffled him, and I was like, oh, is he aiming to drop him Goldbuster style on the table legs, style pointing up? But no, then he dropped it. He gave him the good buster, and he landed flat on the table. And then
he turned the table to the side, and then done it.
So he could give him the good buster on his recently surgically repaired intestines. I was like, oh, okay, that's probably what they tried to do before, but the table.
Or just a weird.
I don't know.
Or I thought maybe they're just trying to build to that, like randomly, like because when he done, I was like, I don't get. Is this better hurt even more? I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if, by the way, Kenny thought, all right, the table's on its front. Let me just try to angle myself to land on the pointed up legs.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of going that direction. And probably Takeshi was like, no.
This is how people die. Yeah.
yeah.
And Kenny pulling out like poison ranas.
Mm-hmm. Nearly dropped on its own. Well, he actually did drop on his own head. It looked like to me.
Yeah, I think I've noticed like last couple of years when Kenny does them now, he kind of like drops in his head and I'm like, Kenny, you shouldn't be doing that. You know.
Yeah.
You're not New Japan Kenny.
But yes, and I did like how he basically he won with a roll up pin, not a school roll up pin. They went for like a pin transit, went from one pin to another pin and then rolled them up and then kind of like a menstrual cradle or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, okay.
So that's cool.
Yeah. And Takeshita didn't look bad losing to a pin like that. It's just like Kenny just happened to get the upper hand this time.
Yeah. Because I know it's kind of because I heard that someone was like it was kind of a callback to the first time Takeshita beat Kenny. You know, the first All In.
Yeah.
Well, technically this sec, but the one the first one at Wembley, and that's how Takeshita beat Kenny with roll up. So I was like, oh, okay, it's kind of a callback to that. So I guess when they have a rematch, Kenny would probably give him the One Wing Angel, and then it'd be written in the stars.
Well, depends, I guess, who they're putting over at that point and where both tiles are.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
But
So steel cage match. Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay. Hate versus hate, apparently.
Yeah.
Very bloody match, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, and some sort there was quite some nuttiness in here, and I was like, didn't need to do that, right?
Yeah.
Where the Spanish fly off the top of the cage.
Was it needed? Nope.
Yeah, well, especially Will Ospreay's hit probably didn't need that. Anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, if he loses after that makes sense actually.
Okay.
Even though he won, but it was like basically you could sell that as his hit damage now, and then Kyle Fletcher gets the win, and you'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not that they meant to do that, but at the same time, it's just to be like, look, man, if you realize you injured yourself on that landing, you just let the other guy take the win at that point.
Yeah, it was.
They're buddies anyway, so it would have. And what I'm both saying is, whoever won this match would have made sense either way.
Yeah, but I feel like it's gonna sound really bad as well. Did this match need to happen? Not really, but
well, you mean at all or on this card?
Bit both.
Okay.
Well, that sounds really bad, but like I don't know. I felt like because you already had the sort of bloody match before, right?
Yeah.
Did this match need to be that bloody?
No. But maybe they thought they needed to keep up the ladies, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's why the ladies probably should have went last.
Yeah.
They had a 1.5 year long build for their feud.
Yep.
This feud as well, I had a decent length build as well, but it was probably half the amount of the build that the ladies match had.
And like, did this match need to be half an hour? Not really.
No, so they could have cut some time from this match and give it to the ladies as well.
Yeah, there's things like that. It's like I don't know.
But there was drama in it. Like, I like this match though. Not to knock it.
I thought
there was drama in it. They hated each other. Like Kyle Fletcher's power of hate not enough to take him to the win. Apparently.
Yeah.
The power of alter ego wasn't happening at that point.
It's just I don't know. Like I don't get me wrong. I like this match. It was, but I don't know. As soon as the interference and that started happening, I was like, okay, this is.
Yeah, Mark Davis came out, and then Will Ospreay decided, I'm going to kick the door in his face, and then Mark Davis was like, well, okay, fine. If you're going to hit me, I'm going to make sure that you don't win this kind of thing.
Yeah, and I was like,
which is right. Yeah. Okay.
And then I don't know.
With the screwdriver, you're probably going to say as well, right?
Yeah, screwdriver a bit, and I don't know. It's going to sound like okay. I don't know I don't care who's in this match, even if like Kenny's Megan was one pro wrestler, right? But you know the bit with the blood and they start licking it, and someone's like, okay, this is a bit too. bit too much, you know.
Well, you know what? When we were watching Hangman drink Swerve's blood and then spitting it out, that was
that was nice. Someone was like, did it need that?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's sort of been like, okay.
But yes, really good match. I enjoyed it. Styles clash on thumbtacks, crazy stuff like
crazy.
that.
That was a bit.
And yeah, after the splash fly, Carl Fletcher's on his knees saying to Will Ospreay, I hate you so much, blah blah blah. And it's like Will Ospreay like, just shut up, hidden blades, bam.
Yeah,
I was like, okay. And then the Tiger Driver just to you know what, if you're gonna kill a man, you make sure he's dead. Apparently.
Like that's a bit much. Okay. And then he wins, and then that was another thing I thought was hilarious. Like the beginning of the match. So like the video package was like, that's cool. Oh yeah, cool. That's pretty cool. All right. And then Carl Fletcher coming out, and he's wannabe Japanese robot. Well, okay, cool. Then he climbs the cage and starts like trying to go on Will Ospreay. And then that weird like 2 minutes intro before Ospreay came in, I was like, what is this? I'm confused. On another level, and then I was like, wait, is this his new song? And then no, he just comes out. I'm like,
I thought, oh, did he have new theme music?
Yeah, I was like, okay, but no, he just comes out. I'm like,
yeah. Logically speaking, by the way, this probably should have gone Wrestle Dynasty. So you don't have two matches really close to each other that are full of blood and people have the same level of drama as in AKA hatred and
You know
what I mean?
So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because like the ladies match should have main event this, and then you could have had the steel cage main event Wrestle Dynasty if you want. Yeah. But everything so far really good, except for I'd say Mercedes match because like that was fine. That was fine.
Like this after this match, this is really bad, even though it's the end. This is where the pay-per-view drops off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I know you truthfully say that because your boy is.
Yeah, exactly. My boy is. Yeah, exactly. All right. And
so
we'll get into it. Yeah.
So AEW World Champion John Moxley versus you think you know him?
Yeah, Cope. You think you know him? Cope. They're rated R superstar Cope. Yeah.
Which, by the way, had a good intro because the people sang with his song and stuff. Yeah. And I think these two tried to do the forearm spot at the beginning.
Yeah.
To get the crowd really into it. And they did it. It didn't happen, so they continued doing it, and it also didn't happen, and they default said it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, look, I get it. You, after the emotionally exhausted crowd, probably, especially if you're following up that kind of killer match.
Yeah.
With a normal match, you have to kind of, I don't want to say unnecessarily it's a gimmick match, but there has to be something else to a bit more enticing with it.
Yeah.
Which is why they should have shuffled the card around. But we'll get to that at the end of it. How you would have organized, you or I would have organized the card. All changed some of the matches because.
Yeah.
Look, man. By the time they got started, the match was happening, and then I think the only time things start picking up is when our boy Christian Cage comes in.
Not even that, it's still sounding really weird, right? I was hyped for the Edge entrance, like it's cool, and then I don't know, Mox's entrance just deflated me because I don't know what he like. I'm normally quite into like Moxley's weird theatrical body movement and stuff like that, right? But like this one just felt, I don't know, was he trying to be like a drunk man or like an angry? It's just, I don't know. He was just like holding the case and stuff. I'm like weirdly. Then I don't know. He just took me out.
You got a bit where Wheeler Yuta came out.
Yeah, which was stupid.
And then it blatantly because Mox had a match. Cope had a match with him on Dynamite, and they shook his hand and stuff like that. Said you don't need to be like the Death Riders.
Yeah.
Even though we see this exact spot play out
with the Daniel
Bryan. Wheeler Yuta also betrayed Bryan Danielson going to running knees as well. So it's just like, same thing again.
Not that far apart, yeah. And like as well, like okay, I'm gonna compare this as a kind of similar but not, right? You know the Jade thing we spoke about earlier, right? When she come in the ring, everyone thought she was gonna go for Liv Morgan, and she went straight, and then she kind of went for Liv and then turned towards Bianca. Yeah. That was well done, right? That bit sort of.
No,
right?
Naomi.
Sorry, yeah. But then this one, instantly Wheeler came in, you knew he was going for Edge. Cope, because there wasn't like hesitation like which one's which one. He literally just stood there, straight away looked at Cope and then hit him with the running knee. Like there was no drama in this whatsoever. It's like, oh.
Yeah. So when Christian Cage came out to stop Cope winning, and then he signed his contract.
Yeah.
He speared Cope. Cope kicked out, and then he gave him the I'm prettier, aka the kill switch.
Wait.
And then Mox just gone.
Did we miss out the bit where? Oh yeah, so Wheeler hits him with the knee plus, and then Jay White comes out to help.
Oh sorry, yeah. Did miss that,
Yeah, he comes out to help, and then he accidentally hit Cope with the briefcase, and then see he sold all his stuff sort of better than everyone else involved in this match.
But that's because Jay White's magnificent.
Yeah, that's like it might sound bad, but yeah, and then it's just. Yeah, then this literally that's when this kind of went downhill because it. It kind of brought up the Christian bit, and then
So there were spikes, right? But just never like, and then Christian basically got put in the bulldog choke for ages.
Yeah,
I like the pin actually. I liked it. He went to pin Cope, and then Moxley came around and looped around him for the choke and just held him. And then Christian tried to put his arm on Cope to still get the pin. Yeah. And it would have been funny if, with the referee just like lifting Christian's arm up, the one arm on the other side. Yeah. Where, they drop it 1, 2, 3. But Christian's arm is still on Cope for the pin.
Yeah.
Then he could have complained and said, hold on a minute, I pinned that guy.
Technically champion. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he comes in, makes a triple threat match, gets put in the choke for like 2-3 minutes, and that's it. Done. He's out. I'm like, right, way to make Christian look like a nobody.
Like, I kind of feel like they forgot that he had that stupid contract, and I was like, oh yeah, we need to.
Yeah, but there's ways to get around it, but which we'll suggest afterwards, right? But that was that, and and then as Mox was exiting, he got attacked by Swerve Strickland doing the double jump off the Swerve stomp onto him and all the security off the banister. Yeah, like okay, and then so. Tony Khan wanted the ending of the pay-per-view to be like Revolution last year, where Swerve, so it's like foreshadowing Swerve is gonna he's going for the title, which that sort of thing. I was like, okay, but I would have just rearranged the card and probably had if the World Championship you were not gonna have it at the end. You might as well have it at the beginning of the show. Yeah, and then then structure everything else afterwards and put the ladies on at the end. What I say. Probably remove the cage match and put it on the next pay-per-view because only 1 month afterwards.
I agree. Yeah. Didn't need to be there.
No. But and hey, look, I would say everything is really good until the last match, and not.
Yeah, as I'm saying. Not a boycott either, but like, I just feel like the main title scene in AEW is like I kind of forget it's a thing because what's actually happened with it lately? You know what I mean? Like, what have they done?
Moxley's taken it and he's hidden it away from it so that no one can take it. Yeah. Apparently, right? But at least they've got the build of. They've got Swerve Strickland coming for it.
Yeah, who's going to lose?
They've got Jay White saying he's coming for it, right?
He's going to lose as well, but yeah.
Yeah. Your boy Cope is having a rematch on next Dynamite. Not Dynamite coming, but the Dynamite. One of the Dynamites afterwards, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And to lose again. And Will Ospreay saying that he's going to win the Owen Hart tournament and also going for it. So okay, you've set up a whole bunch of contenders, fine, that's all right. But realistically speaking, this match, see, when they had AEW Grand Slam a couple of weeks before, Jay White should have pinned the Mox in the tag team match, right, and then made this match a triple threat match, and there would have been a bit more excitement in it.
Yeah, but
if
then
you can have him involved,
But we know who would have took the pin then.
Oh, that depends on. Well, we know if Jay White could actually snuck out a win because Jay White, his character is like that.
He's like that, but you got like.
Which when you think a match is predictable, and then Jay White somehow pulls out a win, you're like, okay, and a clean one at that.
If it was any other person being champion, yeah, but how they're sort of trying to build this Moxley thing, where it's gonna be like the Uber babyface is gonna beat him, like for example, it's gonna be Darby. It's not. Swerve ain't gonna beat him.
Or like you're saying, or the other option they could have had just said is Moxley versus Cope, and then Christian Cage cashes in at the beginning of the match and it's a triple threat.
Yeah.
or like even the midway, whatever. As long as there's another 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, not
for them to actually get a match going.
Yeah, not 3 minutes. I mean, it was it like that? It was something stupid. It wasn't that long.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what are you doing to Christian?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, do you need to push Christian anymore? He's like not mad.
No. But then he doesn't necessarily need to be pushed. But considering this feud, this Cope versus Mox feud only happened like a month ago, like started a month ago.
Yeah.
At least Christian's in there, and he's got something with Cope that you can that's justified the build to it.
Like, I don't know, because I feel like even Cope becoming back. Like again, I love Cope. He's great. Yeah. Like, did he really need to be in the title picture? I mean, dude's
not like no. Okay, as far as character work goes, right?
Yeah.
I would prefer Christian being in the title picture than Cope, only because Cope is like a bit plain at the moment.
But
and Christian is everyone hates him because he cusses everyone's dad.
Yeah, I know, but like I feel like
that guy needs to get beat up, right?
But I kind of feel like that's ran its course now as well. It's like
yeah.
It's been like 2 years now. We get it. You don't.
Oh yeah, but at least he's got some sort of negative build around him where you're like, yeah, that guy I hate. I mean, we like Christian fans.
Yeah.
But if you play it in the kayfabe, you'd be like, oh yeah, I
hate
him and be okay.
Hate him. Yeah.
Whereas Mox is kind of like this. He's like in the middle of. Is he?
I don't even know what he is. Yeah, like
yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
Like he's kind of bad, but he's not bad enough where you're like, okay, he's evil, right?
Yeah.
And Kofi's like a bit white meat babyface at this moment.
Yeah.
By the way, we forgot to mention, so Queen of the Ring is the film that's coming out.
Yep.
And these two actresses that were in the show and the director were
in the film,
yeah. And then one of the ladies, like Tina Schiavone's interviewing them, and one of them's like, the thing I respect about pro wrestlers is that you're gonna win before you're gonna win, right?
Yeah.
And
you got with him, before they do. So yeah. But apparently, I know, like apparently, a lot of people. I say apparently, people got like all up in arms about her saying that online, right? But then apparently, that's actually something from in the film. So she was just from her character. I was like,
that's the thing, right? The solution that people are saying is quite simply just play the trailer beforehand and play the segment that she says it.
Yeah.
And then she can reference it and it makes sense. Rather than basically it's like, wrestling's fake.
Yep.
And we're all here watching it.
Even though we know it's fake.
And everyone's speaking.
Yeah, so I was like...
Is this woman trying to be clever?
Because at first I thought...
In the kayfabe world, which you are in currently, apparently, if you're in a wrestling arena and it's happening, you're all in the kayfabe world there. The bubble of kayfabe. You don't call it out right there.
Because at first...
You don't speak about kayfabe during kayfabe.
Because when I first heard it, I was like, okay, that's a bit odd thing to say. And then I didn't get outraged. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then once I sort of paid more attention back today, and people were like, yeah, she's just... I'm like, what?
Yeah, I didn't get outraged, but I was like cringe because I was like,
that's what I thought was cringe.
That's not you don't. Yeah.
What I thought was cringe. I didn't think, okay, she destroyed wrestling or anything like that. I mean, I was like, okay, cool.
Wrestling is kind of like,
well,
look, man, they come out on the Netflix show saying basically we're playing good guys and bad guys. So,
not
the show. I mean, like on Raw, like Triple H is like killed, So,
but it's like even like the AEW press conference. I mean, it kind of breaks kayfabe. All those like the press conferences often break kayfabe anyway. So it's like, why?
I think some of them do. Some of them don't. Depends on who's in character at the moment, who's not. Because Swerve, when he had the press conference in the media scrum afterwards, he was not over the top Swerve. Like Swerve Strickland. He was more Shane Strickland. Like I want to say Shane Strickland because that's not his real. I don't think that's his actual kayfabe real name, anyways. Right?
No, I don't think it is.
But he was more in tone with that straddling that middle line of character and real person.
Yeah. But it's just it wasn't that Stefan Strickland. But anyway, I don't know. It's weird that the things that us wrestling fans get upset about. You know what I mean? Like I think
I think it would have made more sense. If there was context.
Yeah, there was context.
Because there wasn't context.
It wasn't.
This lady looked like she just left everyone out to hang.
Yeah. But then I feel kind of bad for her them that, like, I feel like they could have warned her before, like what to say. Like I'm pretty sure they've not vet people, but like kind of give them a rough thing to sort of say, right?
Yeah.
They want to give on mic and say, yeah, what do you think? And go, yeah, blah blah blah, hell hit. You know what I mean? Things like that. So
Yeah.
you would think there's some like coaching towards. So they could.
You know what? Would have made a bit more sense if the women's match went on last. Toni Storm could have come out for this, but just before her, like just after her intro or whatever, right?
Yeah.
As a movie star, because it does make sense.
Yeah.
Do the little bit that they need to do the interview for, then Mariah May comes out.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I guess they did it obviously to clean up the ring and all that for the main event.
Toni Storm's in the movie, so
yeah,
you could have just wrapped everything up and I see a neat little bow there, but
yeah.
hey, you know.
And like, and I give it to that woman because at least she said something. Like the director sound like he have no idea what he was talking about. Like, yeah, well, I'd like to thank the film and these women have got something to say. Yeah, literally. And then he got a bit of anything else to say. So like, I'm gonna let these lovely women who were in the film say something because I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, is what he did. So I was like, maybe he should get flack. You know, like he just didn't know. Like maybe he just had deer in headlights. But they were like, oh crap, they're speaking to me. Oh, what have I got to say? The film is a film, and there's people in the film, and
yeah. And there's women and there's men.
Yeah, like and
okay.
And they're on a film. And they play people. Yeah, we get the gist of what a film is. So can you tell us more about film? I filmed it. All right.
Okay.
Move on to the ladies then, I guess. Yeah. All
right. Like I think some like. For Wrestle Dynasty, not Wrestle Dynasty, sorry, just AEW Dynasty, because it's not Wrestle Dynasty.
Yeah.
Wrestle Dynasty already happened. Yeah. It's like, so we're going to get Mox versus Swerve.
Yeah.
And you don't think Swerve's going to win?
Nah, Ricochet's going to cost them.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. Well, no, yeah, but isn't... So they're having that international title eliminator tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And Ricochet's in that.
Yeah, so he still could cost...
You don't think Ricochet's going to win that and then have his... Okay, who do you think is going to win that? Speedball Mike, baby.
Maybe. Well, whoever wins it is losing to Kenny, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's irrelevant at this point.
But I think also Okada should have a match as well. Then a showcase match on that pay-per-view as well. Just like if you're going to build up the titles to get unified or whatever, even if they're not unified together, then just build them up to the point like that they've both got enough credibility, but not credibility behind it, but enough like aura.
Yeah, but I'm thinking as well, does Kenny and Okada need to be for a title? It could just be like best bout machine versus best bout machine.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be for a title. It needs to be for 2 titles.
But yeah, because then like I feel like because I was thinking to say like I don't get the point of the Continental title, right? But then to retire it after like 2 years or 3 years, like what's the...
Yeah, but then what they call it the Continental Classic. Still the Continental Classic, right?
Yeah, but then it's meant to be for that title, right? So then you might as well get rid of that. So I don't know, because I would just thought that the whole premise of the Continental Classic, right, was that person is a Continental champion for that year, and then the next one, it keeps going like that. Not, hey, here's a physical belt that we randomly decide, hey, you know what, it needs to be defended because we don't want Eddie Kingston to have it no more.
So,
let's put it on Okada. You know what I mean? It's that sort of...
See, I kind of followed your logic. Was the Continental Classic is for the not necessarily the title belt, but the title of Continental champion who gets like who has to defend it next year, the Continental Classic, the title itself, the name of the title.
Yeah, like the Dynamite Diamond Ring sort of thing. Yeah, like that. Well, no, it's
but at least the Continental title has 20-minute time limit, right?
Yeah, well,
which probably will not happen during this all-in match because I don't see Okada and Omega going less than 30. But
yeah, anything under that, it's like why even put them in the ring together? You know what I mean? They had like an hour and 7-minute match, so why?
Yeah, exactly. And this will probably. Do you reckon they'll have the main event?
They should.
Well, like if they don't, I could get the logic off. You don't know how long this match is going to go, and you don't want it to run over time.
Run over. Yeah.
So if you sandwich in the middle somewhere or towards the end, fine. But then whatever's coming afterwards, it's just going to be like,
I'm going home. Yeah, so
exactly.
I'm tired from
this. Walk in the match, go home right away. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, because you can't. It's one of those matches. But I don't want to like overhype it because then it might not live up to their
true,
matches sort of thing, innit?
Yeah.
Because they're Kenny's not 2017 Kenny Omega anymore, and Okada's still is Okada. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to whenever that match does happen.
Yeah.
Um.
Then Raw happened.
Yep.
And I like the way that Seth Rollins and CM Punk also had the cage match.
Yeah.
Where they were kicking out each other's finishes a bit much for my liking, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have just sold a bit more, but I did like the way that Seth Rollins wins because he's climbing to do like another double stomp to finish CM Punk once and for all. Even though like CM Punk could have won multiple times, and Seth Rollins like the old Vince McMahon double fingers or whatever it was, and then CM Punk came to beat him up some more, which protected both of them. But he ate two GTSs and kicked out, and I was like, I don't know about that.
GTS is watered down anyway, man.
Top rope stomp, a middle rope stomp, and then Seth Rollins like, oh, you know what, I'm going top rope stomp. I'm gonna drive his head right into the And then Roman somehow, like a horror movie villain, burst through the window, even though there's no window, burst through the cage, even though the door was open, right?
Yep.
And just yanks Seth Rollins right out there and throws him to the floor. And I was like, oh, okay. Seth Rollins wins without winning,
actually winning,
which goes to continue the feud.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins gets Superman punch speared outside, and then Roman's calling him whatever, you trashing nothing, whatever, the standard Mr. T trash talk, right?
Yeah.
And then Paul Heyman's is there consoling CM Punk, and then Roman's like, nah, I'm a jealous boyfriend. I'm the jealous boyfriend.
Yep. You're my manager. You can't be his friend. Yeah. And then just murder CM Punk.
Yeah. So, like, I know you were saying before you weren't thinking they were going to do the triple threat match at WrestleMania, but it actually does look like they're going in that direction.
Makes sense.
However, is it now going to be a gimmick match? If it's going to be main event, will it be a Hell in a Cell or something like that? Even though I know they've just done the cage match there. But...
I don't know. It might be tribal combat. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it could be. Could be.
Whoever
we'll see.
Whoever wins gets Ula Fala.
But you are conceding that may well this triple threat match headline WrestleMania night one.
Like at first I thought it should, but now with the women's title match with EO and all that, I feel like they maybe should main event.
Well, that depends, I guess, if they're on night one or night two, because you won't have two triple threat matches on the same card.
Yeah, good point. And
we know that Jey Uso versus Gunther is not headlining.
Yeah, no.
I think we know, but it is highly unlikely.
Yeah. Because we know, obviously, Cody's main night. He has obviously he's going to main event night two.
Well, Cena's going to main event night, like between both of them with their star power, of course.
Yeah, it'd be dumb if it wasn't. You know what I mean?
The only thing is, if it was Roman versus Rock on this card as well, then you'd be like, okay, which one?
Yeah, which one? Yeah.
But yeah, because that's the non-factor.
Yeah. Which makes Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it has to be. It has the triple threat has the main event, right? It's got Roman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it has to, isn't it? Unless Roman's like, I want to go first, so I can go home. That's the only other way that like.
But then it's like, what makes this more important than a world title match? They've got to do something.
For it to.
But when I say like, if it's a gimmick match, then that's something.
That's something, isn't it? Yeah.
Other than because of the star power, because that just means
it could be an Inferno match. They won't be.
Oh yeah.
It won't be.
None of them weigh enough.
Skin
clothes to set on fire.
Yeah. I don't know.
If Roman still had this body armor, maybe. Set that on fire.
But I'm trying to think. There's no one else. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It could be a
unless they do like a triple threat last man standing match, which they've never done before. So
yeah.
And then it'd be like you have to eliminate one guy, and then it's down to two people to continue.
Yeah.
The last man is proper last man standing match.
They used to call it something like that in ECW. Oh, was it
double jeopardy match?
I think so. Was it freeway?
But that was when two matches were going. Okay, so in a double jeopardy match, for people that don't know, it's like you have two matches that going on in the ring at the same time. So only that those people within the two matches can pin each other. However, all four opponents can fight each other.
Yeah.
And then the winner of that match, those two matches continue to fight each other
Yeah.
For the title, it was at the time, right?
Yeah.
For the true winner. But yeah. Which is like, okay, all right. Gets a bit murky when you not necessarily not paying attention, but then you can be like specifically that person. Only those two can pin each other. Those two can pin each other, and then we move on.
Because anything I can think of, I don't know. Bit interested to see where it goes. Very interested.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you think a whole bunch of next all Moxley's challenges are not going to win the title until Darby comes back from Mount Everest.
Yeah. Or unless...
Now, my logic, by the way, is why like you say Jay White. Like if it was a triple threat match, Jay White wouldn't have won. But let's just Jay White apparently, but he didn't really. In the match he had a Darby and broke Darby, and Darby's ankle got broken.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't do Mount Everest that time.
Yeah.
Well, if Jay White won the title, then he's already got built-in feud with Darby when he comes back, right? We just got to be a bit more of a dick, and
Well, I'm gonna say this,
but they are transitioning Jay White to kind of a face, so.
Nah, he's gonna be a heel again soon.
Like, yeah, exactly.
But I'm gonna say this. It pains me to say this, right? I personally can't see Jay White being AEW champion ever.
Oh, you don't have enough.
No,
you don't breathe with the switchblade.
I do breathe the switchblade. But I just feel like, what have they done great with Jay White since he's been there, right?
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know if Bullet Club Gold is a thing anymore, or the Bam Bam Gang is a thing anymore, because does he ever reference it?
He needs to whoever unifies the titles for the Intercontinental title, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jay White needs to be the person that beats that person later on. Or Jay White needs to win their own heart tournament, or whatever, right?
Or something.
He needs to be beating highly credible people to not necessarily reshape him, but you're just saying, look, we need to get him from one level to another, even though when he came in, he was at a higher level, and they kind of went down a little bit.
They went down. Like, for me, again, I love Jay White. He's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of neutered him with the whole, when he took on MJF for the AEW title, they neutered Jay White then for me. Like, it's like MJF was raging injured. Jay White should have been. He should have injured Jay White, and then they both had a match where they both come in injured. He just looked like he was underpowered. Yeah, and it just From then I was like, you know what? They don't see anything in him. If I'm honest.
Yeah, well, look. We don't curse the boy, man. We wouldn't.
I'm not I'm one of these very occasions. I hope I'm wrong, but how things going is like.
All right. That will wrap up your hatred of Jay White. No, you're not. No. Hold on. You don't hate him because you like him. Right?
I like him. Yeah, I have I'm probably one of the few people who actually have a Bullet Club Gold T-shirt. All right, so that doesn't mean I hate.
So I'm gonna phrase it. You're disappointed in how they book it, Jay White, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the
Hopefully.
Your faith in Jay White is not particularly at a high point.
No, but again, I hope they prove me wrong. You know, I hope they prove me wrong.
All right, so and that will wrap up the entire podcast as well, because we didn't just cover AEW Revolution, we covered bits and pieces that were also going on in wrestling.
Yeah, because did much really happen on not Nitro Dynamite?
Other than Will Ospreay saying he's other than Cope and Moxley happening at some point during the month.
Yeah.
Then Swerve happening afterwards, and then Jay White saying, "Oh yeah, I'm coming for you, boy." Whoever's the winner after that, and then Ospreay's like, "I'm going for the own heart tournament, and I'll go for the title after that if he were to win." Which is that all in, right? You win the own heart tournament, you get to have the title shot all in.
And then, like we said, there's the tournament for the international title. International title, and the Hurt Business gave MJF a business card.
Yep.
Random. Yeah. So that's really about it. To be fair.
Oh, and Tony and this is it. And we'll just quickly wrap it up after this.
Yeah.
Tony Storm came out to say that fighting her is like fighting a zoo because she's fierce like a lion. She looks like a giraffe. Would she say something else, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember. And then she said something about, and I am no pussy. And I was like, all right. Okay.
I got it.
He goes, anyone who wants to shut this title, put your keys in the bowl and we'll have an orgy or something like that. I was like, Tony Storm, wow. You're insane.
Oh.
You're unhinged.
You're
Great stuff.
unhinged.
By the way, did you see the promo after she won the title of Mariah May in a Grand Slam?
No.
The Dynamite.
No.
Okay, so she said because she beat Mariah May with the roll-up small package, which made sense because the Hollywood ending needed to have the definitive finish.
Yeah.
The darling, they say the best things come in small packages, but you should have worn protection because I railed you with the biggest package there was.
I was like, ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Did women like this talk? The women in the 1930s talk like this? I don't know.
What will you say? When we watch Queen of the Ring, we'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah, you know, they all got mouths like sailors. Yeah.
But yes, and then she was doing her promo. Megan Bain came out and hit Toni Storm, and then Megan Bain later on in the show, because she decided she's just going to feud with everyone.
Yeah.
She who did she team up with? Penelope. I think it was Willow versus Penelope Ford.
Yeah.
And Megan Bain then came out and did something at the end of that, and Chris Statlander had come out as well. So it's like Megan Bain's just making enemies with everyone on the side.
So that's another weird thing. Are Willow and Statlander friends again? You know what I mean? That was a weird.
Well, I think they still should have that tension. And maybe you can make a 4-way for the title or something, the women's title or something like that.
Yeah, just for them to get beat.
And Megan Bain should just attack Mercedes Money just for the jokes. So if you're gonna attack
just
everyone,
go all out of it, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's the women's title picture. It looks like Mariah May's probably going to take a little bit of a look. Where do you go afterwards? With Mariah May?
You take a break for a while.
Take a couple of weeks off or something. Yeah, and then you can start something up. It's probably good. Same with Carl Fletcher. They just have him away for a little bit.
Yeah,
and have him come back. Yeah, because that was like an explanation point at the end of it. So
murder.
All right. Yep. So that's us wrapping up this podcast.
Yes.
Yep.
Who have you?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm kind of stuck actually. I don't think. I'm the woman who attacks someone's best friend. I got thrown off the staircase. What is it? Onto a car, right? And then I attacked the woman. Yeah. Who attacked me while our best friend apparently is screaming, having a panic attack inside the cage, inside her pod, getting told off by a Jersey white girl. Yeah. I told you. Yeah. See why, Chung?
And I am the man who. Why am I bald though? See, well, I'm not see why. Carl Charles. I just confused myself. And thank you for listening to us review AEW Revolution 2025 and briefly Elimination Chamber 2025. Yeah, and the John Cena heel turn, which was epic. Yeah. And did you watch either of these shows? Let us know. What was your favorite match of Revolution, and what match would you have taken off the card to give him more time? Was it the main event? More than likely.
Do you know what they could have done? They could have just because look, aside from the main event, right? Yeah, everything was really good. Yeah, even the Mercedes Money match. Yeah, they had the spot and the Outrunners. Yeah, but if you moved the last two matches to Wrestle Dynasty, it would have been fine. Yeah,
or just not had the main event altogether in any card. But yeah, sorry. That sounds really bad. Again, I can say this. I'm a Cope fan.
If you had the main event, but you had more people in it, and you moved to the rest of Dynasty, so you could build more of the other people in it within it. That's
I feel like
I think unfortunately, just Mox versus Cope wasn't a draw for me.
Yeah, they should have been more like overbooking shenanigans, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah.
Like it should have went the way of like old school. I say old school. Roman Reigns, like his matches were all like overbooked, like. Yeah. Crescendo sort of things.
Attitude era style.
Yeah. But like, I feel like they try to even the playing field with like, hey, Cope has eliminated all the Death Riders, so just left blah blah.
They should have just come in. They should have done their stuff. Then you had everyone trying to fight off the Death Riders, and then like a massive schmoz and whatever, right?
Which would have been.
It'd have been made more entertaining.
Yeah, rather than.
And then Christian had to fight his way through everyone just to try and sign his contract to get in there to cash in while stuff like that.
Would make more sense, but no.
And then his patriarchy coming out as well. Yeah. So you'd have been like a massive mess of a match, but then a more you'd be like,
more entertaining. But it just went out on a whimper. Yeah. And then Moxley running out all like, my drugs are in the back sort of thing. It's, yeah, I don't know, man. Again, I don't know. Yeah. But anyways.
We forgot to mention as well when Christian got interviewed afterwards.
Yeah.
On Dynamite, and then he basically said, Renee, you're going to be biased all the time. Because you're related to Moxley, you get out of my face. Go. And then she kind of had to just shuffle off. Yeah. Oh. And then he was talking about how his master plan, his grand plan is meant to have a one-on-one match with Cope, and then Wayne is like, nah, man. Nah, you say all this stuff, yeah? But you're just being a punk. And then he's like, oh, you want to step up? What about your dad? Huh? How many times did your dad win? And then so I don't know where they're leading with that, but
that sort of run its course as well, isn't it? Yeah. But let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening to us on the audio realm, do the same thing. All our social media handles are at the top of the screen. Don't forget to follow those. Wrestling is good. Yeah, our next wrestling podcast related thing won't be until WrestleMania anyway, isn't it? Because we're not doing Dynasty.
Yeah.
Nah, screw Dynasty. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So until next time, guys. I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.